Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, November 11th. You know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, the 215 on Twitter, and Charismatic Creations 52 on Patreon. And without further ado, let's get into the news. AEW has filed a new trademark after AEW Shockwave has been trademarked. They have trademarked Parade of Champions. We don't know what this will be, but the name Parade of Champions holds a special place in wrestling history, as it was the previously World-Class Championship Wrestling and the National Wrestling Alliance. It was used by them in the 1980s. We shall see what happens here. Jacob Fatu and Jake's Network Jake's Network of Hope have settled their dispute. Apparently, sounding like Fatu had scammed them out of some money, canceled an appearance to cost them almost $3,000, but he repaid that. Don't want any bad blood between them and, that brushing off on the WWE. The legendary Mako Satomura has announced her retirement match after her 30-year wrestling career. Her final match will be going down April 29th, 2025 at the Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling, a special event titled Satomura The Final. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. The legend will finally be retiring. And we have an announcement of a few WWE ID signings. So we have Zaida Steele, who's probably the biggest one that I recognize. She made her mark mainly in CZW, but she's also wrestled the Marigold and has taken on some of the best women around the world. Who else do we have? We have Bryce Donovan, who has worked in CZQ, Ring of Honor, and Wrestle Pro. We have Cappuccino Jones. We also have Sean Legacy. We have Zara Vaquer. And we also have, we got anybody else? I think that's it. But they had, we have Sam Holloway and Marcus Mathers. One more. We have indie sensation Justice Gale. So I think between him and Zaida Steele, they were the big names. And we have Ice Williams. So that's already picking up steam. WWE has the right of first refusal. So these guys and girls can still wrestle for other promotions. They can still work the indies. But let's say if someone wanted to officially sign them, WWE can give them and offer them a full contract. Lance Anoa'i has signed with WWE and joined NXT. Another member of the Anoa'i family has joined the WWE. He is the cousin of Roman and the Usos, so it's not a matter of if, but when he moves up to the main roster. Elimination Chamber 2025 date and location has been announced. It will be going down at the Rogers Center in Toronto on March 1st, 2025. Looks like the Chamber is going to keep being an international event for now. And on SmackDown, they have revealed the WWE Women's United States Championship. This is a Americard Championship for the women. It looks like the main one, but a little bit more colorful with the white strap. It just makes sense for them to have one, just because it didn't make sense for NXT to have a Americard Championship and not the main roster. We do not know if there will be an Intercontinental Championship reveal, but we'll find out, I guess, tonight on Raw. Over on the injury side of things, we have an update on the Blade status. He's hanging in there. Remember, he had back surgery and it's going really well. He's just healing. He's doing stand-up comedy right now. He's focused on getting healthy, but I cannot wait for the Butcher and Blade to return. Giulia Hart is ready for her comeback. She is healed. She is healthy. We had a vignette for her on Collision. She is ready to go. Carl Anderson confirms a lengthy absence following successful surgery. He will be out for the rest of the year. And he could come back as soon as WrestleMania 41. And lastly, an absent AEW star hints at a return after a long injury layoff, and there'll be none other than Ortiz. Remember, he had surgery back in, I want to say, September of this year, and he's been out for a little bit longer than that, but we'll see what happens to him. That is the news, and we shall be right back with the week in review. on Raw, this was the fallout from Crown Jewel. So we open up with, oh, by the way, Raw took place in Saudi Arabia. Let that sink in. We open up with Liv Morgan gloating about winning a Crown Jewel, becoming the first ever women's Crown Jewel champion, and that she's done with Rhea Ripley. They have put her on the shelf. The Liv Morgan revenge tour is over, and then we begin the Liv Morgan victory tour. Bianca Belair and Jade come on. They want next, and Liv sows some doubt. And Jay's like, listen, Jade, Bianca's going to turn on you. That's what she does. She's just going to turn you. Like, you should get ahead of this. Adam Pearce ends up making a number one contenders battle royal to challenge Liv, which Io Sky when she lastly eliminated Lyra Valkyria. Raquel and Liv, who weren't in the match, eliminated Bianca and Jade. So looks like we got our next contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championship over there. The New Day still aren't on the same page. They blame each other for last week's loss. While they're talking, they're interrupted by a Wyatt tape, which shows The Miz being interrogated by both Rose McKellen for both the B Team and Dexter Lumis. The Warriors end up defeating the New Day. Sami Zayn points out everything to Jimmy about his hypocrisy and ultimately says he's not doing this again. Remember, it was Jimmy that brought Sammy into the bloodline. It was Jimmy that turned on Roman, not Jay first. It was Jimmy. And Sammy's like, I'm not doing this. I'm choosing myself over you all. And he leaves. And Jay asks Sammy to come to SmackDown. Seth Rollins puts over Bronson Reed in the main event match. Dragon Lee defeated Chad Gable. Gunther puts over Cody and says that he was the better man of the main event pro and the main event participants tonight, and ultimately says that he and Kaiser need to do better. Damian Priest ends up defeating Seth Rollins, Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus to become the number one contender to the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was not without some interference, as Bronson Reed got involved and attacked everybody. He's clearly not done with Seth Rollins, but this show gets a fist. Over on Dynamite, we are building towards Full Gear. The Hurt Syndicate are up first, right? And they shows what happens when you don't accept their offer, showing what they did to Swerve and Prince Nana. Swerve comes out to fight, but security stops him. Claudio and Pac versus Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy ended in a no contest as things break down. The Conglomeration ultimately made the save for their boy OC. Ricochet teases his tag team partner tonight. He's going to keep it close to the chest because you just can't really trust the Don Callis family. He was once again approached by the Hurt Syndicate. So off the top of my head, he's giving cards to Ricochet, Lio Rush, The Acclaimed, and Mercedes Moné and Camille. Who's going to join? I think it's going to be Lio Rush. I don't think they're breaking up The Acclaimed, and I can see Mercedes and Camille joining. The Conglomeration ended up defeating the Learning Tree in a fight without honor. This was an absolutely fantastic and brutal match, but Mark Briscoe and the boys get a commodum of revenge against the Learning Tree. The Death Riders say that money doesn't buy loyalty and that there's a time to kill, heal, destroy, and build. And that's what they're doing for AEW. They're not necessarily the bad guys here. They just want better. Adam Cole defeated Malakai Black, getting his second match, and he's one match closer to face MJF. They end up showing respect to each other after the match, and Cole and Roddy won't stop until they both win. And if they both win, then it'll be a triple threat match. Hangman jumped Jay White backstage, and they fought to the ring until White and Juice Robinson got the upper hand, forcing Hangman to retreat. Camille almost ran Chris Statlander over in a stat attack. Camille and Mercedes before the security stopped him. Christian inadvertently praised Kip Sabian over Nick, which Nick gave the side eye, and what he said was when Kip took the contracts and ran away with it, it stopped him from ultimately losing. Christian wants to be Hook's father, and Hook attacks, but the patriarchy escapes. MJF hires the Don Callis family, and probably the most upsetting and sad thing of the entire evening, Jamie Hayter and Penelope Ford fought. Their match went 4 minutes. That's not good. All the headway we made with the women's division, this is what you gave Hayter and Ford. Not good. You got to do better, Tony Khan. Mina Shirakawa is coming. And in the main event, who was Ricochet's tag team partner? Well, someone who the Don Callis family seem to easily forget about. That'll be none other than Powerhouse. Powerhouse Hobbs is back. He and Ricochet ended up defeating Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. After the match, Mark Davis saved Ricochet from a beatdown, but the Lance Archer and Brian Cage attack. Ospreay made the save there. Why wasn't Ospreay just here? Whatever. But Dynamite gets a fist over on Impact. We're moving some pieces around. Masha Slamovich and Jordynne Grace beat Alicia Edwards and Tasha Steele, so this is not over. I think Alicia's probably the next challenger for Masha. Savannah Evans will remind everyone that she's a big deal. She's tired of other people coming in and taking the spot and getting the spotlight, and that's why she went after Lei Ying Lee. Rosemary ended up defeating Wendy Chu. Looks like we're done with these two. Steve Macklin challenges Josh Alexander. He's not finished with him. The Rascals will climb to the top once again. Joe Hendry, who's still coming for the World Championship, debuted a new song about Ryan Nemeth, and the song just goes, he's Nick Nemeth's brother, and that's it. That's scathing right there. Mike Santana declines his first class's offer, and AJ wants Casey to take care of Mike. Jody Threat defeated Heather by elegance, and in the main event, Moose defeated Speedball Mike Bailey to become the new X Division champion. This was a fantastic match. Trent ended up turning on Speedball here. That kind of sucks. Over on SmackDown. And over on SmackDown, we had more Crown Jewel fallout. So, look, Sammy's like, look, I'll get the band back together. I enjoy for that quick moment of all of us being together. And I can see the smirk on your face, Roman, but all you got to do is apologize. Not to me, but to Jay. And Roman apologized to Jay. And he says he's sorry for wasting his time with Sami Zayn. And that's it. And Sammy's like, all right, I'm out. Bye. Jacob tells Roman that you will acknowledge Solo Sikoa. Roman's just by himself. Roman's by himself. He finds himself alone again. He lets his ego get involved. And Jay said, yo, I told you if you were to talk to me like that ever again, I was out. This is your one pass. And Jay leaves, and Jimmy's like, why you gotta talk to him like that? And Roman's like, you questioning me too? Go find your brother. And Jimmy just leaves. And once again, Roman is by himself. There it is. Bailey defeated Candice LeRae. They did a really good job. The commentary team did a really good job talking about their history between Bailey and Candice. We need more of this. Ciampa doesn't like Johnny buddying up with the Motor City Machine Guns. KO attacked and gave Randy Orton a power driver. Remember, this move is banned, and they did a stretcher job for Randy. They are really stretching this out until we get to Saturday night's main event. Ciampa single-handedly beat Pretty Deadly by himself. Never tagged in Gargano. Anoa'i wants to know why Tiffany got the tag match against Bianca and Jade. And Tiffany's like, listen, we can end up on top, become champions. Bianca and Jade then won. Motor City Machine Guns retained against 8-Town Down. Under the Street Profits does Motor Machine Guns and DIY that they're getting a tag title shot next week, which pisses off Ciampa. The Women's United States Championship is revealed. Solo Sikoa in the main event segment wants Roman to acknowledge him. He's like, look, Roman wants a one-on-one match. But Solo says, listen, War Games. And I got a fifth. My fifth is Sammy. And Sammy comes out. The Bloodline attack Roman. And as they're attacking Roman, Jimmy and Jay come out to save Roman, but that damn numbers game. And as they're holding up Roman, Solo tells Sammy, come on, give this man the haluva kick. Sammy ends up kicking Solo, and the OG Bloodline reform. We the ones. They're losing at War Games. I'm telling you right now, they're losing at War Games. Over on Rampage, Sheeta returned and she defeated Viva Van. 2 words. Harley Cameron. This lady's absolutely fantastic. She recapped her past year in like a minute and a half, and it's about to talk about her future, and they say, yo, we're out of time. Harley Cameron's amazing. The Undisputed Kingdom ended up defeating the Dark Order and the Infantry in a triple threat match. Lance Archer and Brian Cage attacked after the match. Jake Roberts tells Roderick Strong to lay off the Beast Mortos. The Vendetta are open for business. Top Flight defeated JD Drake and Beef, and in the main event, Leo Rush defeated Commander. Might as well give us a round 3 between these two. Over on Collision, this is all about the tag teams, and they step up. The House of Black won a squash match, and then FTR comes out and says, listen, we're facing each other next in this tournament, and House of Black tells them good luck. Leo Rush not defeated anybody. He actually called out Swerve. He's on a roll, and he tells the Hurt Syndicate not to overlook him. The Outrunners defeated Top Flight to advance to the Full Gear. The Acclaim want LFI and her syndicate approach, and Bowen says they ain't about the disrespect, and Caster still has the card. Roderick Strong defeated Beast Mortos. Lance Archer attacked Roddy after the match. Mariah May cut a scathing promo talking about she's not what's wrong with the women's division. They are. They're either hurt or weak or not good enough. Anna Jay rebuts and says that she's getting a no DQ title match on Dynamite, and if she loses, she can never challenge Mariah May again. I think you have to put the belt on Anna Jay here. I think you kind of have to do it, or you make it so Mina helps Mariah win. Statlander won a squash match. The Mercedes Moné attacked her after the match. Roosh won't let Beast Mortos lose again. Jack Perry retained the TNT Championship over Action Andretti. Garcia tells Perry he's getting a title shot at Full Gear. Julia Hart is returning. This was an amazing vignette of her. Remember her as the cheerleader, and then she's cheering on the field while the evil House of Black Julia is sitting on the bleachers. This is good. Daddy Magic gives Garcia a pep talk. Nick Wayne beat AR Fox and he staples the picture on him. MXM will team with Johnny TV at some point. And in the main event, the Death Riders retained the Trio Championship against the Conglomeration, and they ended up retreating after more people came for that ass. That was a good collision. Our matches of the week: from Raw, Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable. From NXT, Jaida Parker versus Lola Bison, a hardcore match minus that one brick spot, and also Lola Bison isn't that good. Also from NXT, the 10-woman tag match with Jordynne Grace, Stephanie Vaquer, Giulia, Kelani, Jordynne, and Zaria versus Jazmyn, Nix, Fallon, Henley, Jacey, Jayne, Cora, Jade, and Roxanne Perez. From Dynamite, Adam Cole versus Malakai Black, and of course the Conglomeration versus the Learning Tree in the Fight Without Honor. And lastly from Impact, probably the best match of the week, Moose versus Speedball Mike Bailey for the X Division Championship. I'm giving our star of the week to the women of NXT. They had 3 matches. They were all really good. There were some bright spots there. Actually, not some. A lot of bright spots. The future is good. But check out the socials. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Check what's on the screen coming up. We got going for you. Also, check out the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. And, of course, the 215 on Twitter. I see you when I see you. Peace.